Ethan, I wanted to start with you first. Tonally, this film plays in so many different spaces, but at its core, it's about a man who's unraveling. And there's such a groundedness to your performance. You can feel the weight he's carrying, and it feels so lived in. How did you create that space for yourself to step into that vulnerability? And how much of the physicality of this role and the environment aid in that discovery?
Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. I'm glad that that conveyed. Um, and I mean, that's one of the things that appealed to me about this project. When you first read it, what will need to occur to tell the story was motivating for me. I wanted to know if I could do it. I wanted to know if I could do the physical elements. I wanted to know if I could do the emotional elements. So there's one more like sense of accomplishment that is yet to arrive, which is how it's perceived. And so that's why hearing you, say that it landed is fantastic. But I had senses of accomplishments every day that I got the day and I did what I had to do. And so that's a great it's great. It feels as far as the emotional aspect of it beyond the physical stuff. It's again when you can, because I don't know if I can until I do it.
Mm.
I don't have a plan. I don't know what's going to happen. I remember there was one day where I'm supposed to be emotionally distraught, and I didn't know if Ethan could become emotionally distraught. And I remember our crew on this was the most incredible group of people. We couldn't have made this movie without the crew that we had. And Amber, our makeup artist, I remember bringing her over to me right before we said action because I just wanted a hug. Like I needed physical contact. And when she hugged me, because I felt so safe with her, I just broke down. And I had no idea. I had no idea that I would need a hug from Amber and that I would be able to get emotionally raw and all. So it's not, basically, I'm saying it's not something I can plan because of Michael and the way that he communicated, because of the environment that we were in making the project, because of how game LiLi was and letting us develop a relationship of closeness. Like all of those things came together and it was a safe space.
LiLi, you're truly having such a well-deserved moment, and every role that you take on feels so completely distinct from the last. I would love to hear a little bit about the contrast and kind of building this character because Alma, you get to see her from her perspective, but also through the lens of Ren's in kind of this fragmented reality.
Yeah, that's exactly how I kind of saw it, is that that's what happens when your trauma is goes unaddressed. It becomes fragmented, and then your reality is skewed, and you lose all track of time and memory. And Alma, I think, is just a projected psyche of Ren's. And I think every character, every I'm saying Alma, Wolf, and Goat, they all symbolize something in him. And I think the wolf is probably the alcoholism, and the goats are probably the quiet observers. And I think Alma is the person that he wishes he was and
Mm.
has become already. And I said this in the other interviews that she is also happens to be a female because is she's a version of him that he feels more safe and open for him to open up to and connect to. But I wanted to add to Ethan's answer. I have to say, Ethan is one of the most hardworking, most generous, and most giving actors I have ever worked with. So all that pain that he goes through, it's quite inspiring.
And Ethan, there's so many twists and turns that this film has, and it keeps audiences on the edge of their seat. Is it as effortless as you make it look, playing each moment so truthfully without kind of letting the eventual outcome shape your performance? How do you find that right balance?
Michael, you know,
Mm.
um, I think uh, that being conveyed is the success of him. And the way that he communicates to us, to actors, was special. Um, he really does create an environment for me anyway, where my job is to do what he wants. And he is so good at communicating that. I never was really guessing what he's looking for.
Mm.
And when that's out of the way, it uh, it makes my job easier.
And LiLi, they're speaking about emotional roller coaster. There's a moment in that final act that's so quiet yet deeply impactful. How did the preparation for that scene differ from the other ones that you're in, especially given how much restraint there is compared to the intensity that leads up to that moment?
Yeah, I think that's just part of being an actor, finding ways to kind of compartmentalize yourself and just wipe your feet at the door. But yeah, like it's no different than when I was trying to prepare for Alma. Once I saw the reveal, I needed to go back and not kind of touch upon the second half of the film. Lots of practice, lots of denial and deflection, and yeah, keeping focused.